Good morning, good morning. It's Czar here, and it's 9:29. You know what that means? It means, well, 9:29:35. That means we have 25 seconds left until the New York Open. I want to welcome you. I want to thank you for joining us today. It's, Tuesday, November the 22nd. This is the New York session. We've already traded all London session this morning. I got up at around 1:30 a.m. this morning, and give or take, to trade 3 a.m. London Open, and we had a very successful London session this morning. With some very profitable trades, and we hope to do the same again on London. No guarantees, of course. On New York, and but we'll see what we can do here. I was very tempted to take this short that we're looking at right now, but because we are just going into the open, and now we have in fact opened on New York, I did not take it, and I have no problem with those who want to, but it's not the way that I trade here. But I was, coming in, looking at something else here. It was against the VWAP, and this is why it was particularly interesting to me, seeing how high we were here on VWAP throughout the London session. This, of course, is Asia back here, and this is the open of the futures contract last night. These are NASDAQ futures, by the way, for those who are new. I know most of you probably know what I'm doing here by now, but this is the Asian session, the London session, and now the New York has just opened. That changing background color that you see right there. But liking the idea of this pulling back to VWAP, at the very least, even dropping below right on the open, and that is in fact exactly what's transpiring, and it's done, right? Mission accomplished. So that would have been a nice quick, let me just bring you back to this one, a nice quick move there of about 25 points, 24 and a quarter, 25 points on the open. But that's not what I like to do here while I'm teaching scalping and day trading here in particular, keeping things really conservative and trying to install and instill good habits, habits that you can use over and over again in a systematic and a mechanical way, at least from a philosophical standpoint, and that will become more clear as you go through the content on our website and watch what we do here even in this session today. What I typically do is wait for the first 10-minute candle to close before even considering taking a trade, and that first 10-minute candle, this is the one we're looking at right here, becomes my opening range. I'm going to delete some of these things. I was using these to illustrate to my Telegram group the power of Czar zones, really just support and resistance, but we have fun with the name. Sent these zones out very early this morning, around 2 a.m., so around back here, and then eventually revising over here. But you can see how well they've held. I'm just going to delete some of these notations here, so we can clean things up and focus strictly on price action at this point. What I can do now too is delete this, move this zone up to here, and just extend it back so we can make contact with some price action back here. And that's just for visual, purposes. All right. These arrows are not predictions. They're simply indicating where I believe that prices may flow freely given clean traffic to the left. Nothing more. But you'll find them to be incredibly powerful when we are extracting profits from these markets. Deleting and deleting. I have no problem doing that as we revise our zones given new price action and new information, essentially. All right. And now we watch. I'll bring in the 1-minute chart from time to time as well. Get some perspective there. But you get the idea. I'm going to wait for this candle to unfold here, and then we'll decide where we want to go from there. If you're not sure how to draw these zones, these Czar zones, as we say, there's a whole playlist on my new YouTube channel. It's only a month old now, 5 weeks old, I guess, called How to Draw Zones. Czar zones, I believe, or mapping zones. You can't miss it. A whole playlist teach you exactly how to do that, and then to capitalize on those zones as well. There's a huge amount of learning information and on the website already, on the YouTube channel, pardon me. even in the first 5 weeks. So I have about 190 videos that I've recorded and uploaded in that amount of time. So we're being very prolific in getting information out. I came out of retirement in October. It's now November. And just to spread the word, there's no charge for anything that we do here at Cerulean. Just sharing for the love of the game. I'm now in my 4th decade of trading, 25 years as a technical analyst, quarter century, right? That makes me sound old when you say quarter century. Been in this very long time, come from a long history, career in asset management, in the world of portfolio management, finance, working with some of the largest portfolio managers in the world, certainly in North America. And so lots to share. And we have our Telegram group, free Telegram channel that I started about 4 weeks ago, and that's nearly 200 people now, probably 200 today. From zero, just the word getting out very, very quickly about what we're doing. And if you have a positive attitude and you have a positive vibe and you have a beginner's mind and come in every day like I do with a beginner's mind, ready to share and ready to learn, we'd love to have you in the group. We don't allow cursing or bragging or boasting or talking about account sizes or dollar gains and wins. None of that. This is all just about we're all in the same place here, and looking to share and to learn together. And I learn from my group members as well, even though I might have been doing this a whole lot longer than most in the group, if not all in the group. But we have some very seasoned traders in there too. We have some new traders who we can learn from as well, who bring a fresh perspective to some of these old ideas, and that can be very helpful to us old veterans of the game. The more time you spend with me and on the channel, the more you will learn very quickly that I believe that the real game of trading, as you see there on the bottom of the screen, right down there, the real game is the one you play inside of your mind. Trading is a mental game. It is a psychological game. It is a game of impulse control and personal mastery. And until you understand that, you will lose money, and you will do it fairly consistently. That I can assure you. I say that with great confidence. Two minutes and 51 seconds left in this candle. I'm actually going to put you on pause so that you can avoid the sideways grind, and I'll bring you back when something relevant happens. I'm doing this for your sake, not for mine, because I have to sit here and watch the action, but you probably have better things to do than watch a candle meander. I'll be right back. Okay guys, we're back, and you can see that 10-minute candle drop really hard and is now closed. A new candle has begun. What this means to me is that this 10-minute candle becomes my opening range, right? So this is what it looks like, and you've seen me do this before if you've been on the channel. The height of the first 10-minute candle typically becomes my opening range. Now this will be a big opening range. As a matter of fact, this candle spans basically the entire London session and is wider than the entire Asian session. So here's all of Asia. This is yesterday's New York session, the entirety of it. All of Asia today, overnight, right? Overnight for if you're American or North American. And then London, and you'll see this one candle has basically spanned the entire range, more or less. So that becomes my opening range. Let me just click this and notate that. Boom, boom. Opening range, no trades, meaning I typically take no trades inside of the open range. But what you'll also see is that we have outside of this candle height, the amplitude of this candle, we have some support down here, and we have a little bit of resistance up there. So because that's there, I can't ignore that. I will include that in my opening range. And now we're breaking down below. Things are beginning to get interesting. But there's still no trade for me. So I'm just looking at a couple of other things here, watching this now dropping. Now things get really interesting as we get through this opening range and into this next zone of free movement down below. I'm just going to paste this to my Telegram group, keep them informed. And if you want to be part of that, please do. please come and join us. Again, assuming you have a positive mental attitude. And if you're here, I'm sure you do. It'll be a pleasure to have you. All right, watching closely now. 7 minutes and 42 seconds left in this 10-minute candle. I will tell you that things are getting interesting on VWAP again. Remember that VWAP that's mentioned in earlier here? To tap VWAP, no problem doing that. 25-point move right there. And now a significantly greater move, and now we're down to 2 standard deviations. Actually more than that. These aren't real standard deviations, but they're a little bit bigger from VWAP. VWAP is the volume-weighted average price of all transactions in the session right there. Right? This is on the futures session. This entire piece, this movement here. Right? That's the volume-weighted average price for all transactions. And now dropping hard, but certainly extended to the downside. Watching. Very difficult for some traders not to do anything here. The urge to act, the fear of missing out, the fear of regret. Not for me. What I will do again is put you on pause so I can save you some time here, and I'll bring you back. Here we go. All right, guys, we're back. Quite a few minutes have passed now. There's 1 minute and 40 seconds left in this candle, and you will see, not sure how long I had you on that slide there. You will see that the prices have actually moved back into the range and looking to potentially even close back in the range, which would not be very constructive for us, or instructive for that matter as well. And so we will just watch and see what happens there. Otherwise, there may be a short opportunity. But I'll tell you, it gets more difficult to take a short opportunity when you see this 2 standard deviation move here in the New York session and the support back here. This is a 2-minute chart, by the way, that you're looking at now. Back to the 10-minute, closing in 53 seconds. Just going over to my own platform here to set up an order, and we might have something here depending on how this closes. I'm setting up a sell stop order below the wick of the current candle. Sell stop order below the wick of the current candle. This one here. I will remind you that we have a wick rejection here, and those wicks do matter. I put that little line there just so there's a visual reminder of it, so it's in top of mind. And I added this one, I think, when I was on pause, because there was another rejection way over here. You can't see it there, but it's in there. You can trust me on that one, or go check it later. I just don't want to unzoom this when we got a new candle. All right, new candle here, 3 seconds old at this point. It's a 10-minute candle starting, wanting to push down. We would need to see a top wick first, and even then, I don't know, I'm feeling pretty iffy about this. I think prices actually have a reasonable chance of driving back up from here, quite frankly, but we'll see. It's about believing what the market tells us at any given point in time, so we're going to keep a very close eye on that. I'll pause you again to save you some time, and it'll come back, okay? Here we go, paused. Okay, guys, back here now. Now we have an upper wick. Sell stop order is live. Sell stop limit right there on the wick. Looking for a relatively quick quick trade here. This is an emergency stop. That's not my actual stop, right? I mean, it is actual to start the trade with, but we very often move it very, very quickly. Looking for 20 points here. Just 20 points if we break down here. So far, this is an inside candle, right? Inside candle. Watching closely. Okay, so we have more meandering here. I'll just pause you periodically when I think there's nothing really happening and save you some time, okay? Pause now. Okay guys, I'm bringing you back here, and the reason is I've now just switched my bias for now, okay? I'm deleting this. This is no longer an open order. It's no longer a live order. It's none of the above. And I'm no longer looking for shorts. If the market tells me something different in the next few seconds or the next few minutes, then I might be looking for shorts again. But for now, I'm actually looking towards longs. And it's difficult to explain in detail why that is the case, except to remind you that we are at key support here. We are also very overextended on the VWAP down to 2 standard deviations below VWAP after that big drive in the pre-market. Well, reasonable drive in the pre-market and the big drive on the open. And you see all this wicking action here, which is a whole lot of tussle back and forth and a little bit of chaotic micro movement in there as the bulls and the bears are sort of fighting it out for dominance. But now we're going to watch for something here. And I'm going to take you back to the 10-minute chart, which is 2 minutes and 49 seconds left in it. I'm going to also show you the 1-minute chart. The VWAP chart was a 2-minute chart, by the way, right? Take that back. Here we go. This is the 2-minute chart. See up there? 2-minute chart. And now we're going to go to the 1-minute chart and the 10-minute chart just to watch. And you'll see those that wiki action. They're kind of like a barcoding, meandering type of. Nobody knows exactly what they want to do, and so they start up here, they drive down here, they end up back up here, and fighting it out for dominance in the moment. And these are only 1-minute candles, so not as important in the big picture as the 10-minute or the 15 or the 30 or the 1 hour or the daily, for instance, right? You get the idea. But these are still anatomical measures that we need to be very much aware of. So candle biology, if you will. All right, candle anatomy. Now, we have 1 minute and 52 seconds left in the 10-minute candle. We're going to focus primarily on that. Interesting now what's happening. This flip to a blue candle may bring me back into the bearish camp. And this is what scalping and day trading is all about. Being nimble, being flexible, being able to change your ideas, not even allegiances, because you shouldn't have any, right, to one side or the other, but to change your ideas and to change your willingness to flip a coin in one direction versus the other. Now we're going to watch this doji candle develop for the next minute and 15 seconds and then make a decision from there. Very indecisive 10-minute candle. You can tell that because the body's in the middle of the wicks, the wick extremes, also known as a doji. And that's just where there's an equal balance between the bulls and the bears, the longs and the shorts. the ups and the downs, the goods and the evils in this particular equation. 38 seconds left. Completely indecisive. Not me, the market. And that makes me indecisive too, and that's the way it should be. Because we're here to dance with the market, not to lead, and not to try to tell the market what it should be doing. You'll learn the hard way if you try to tell the market what it should do. It will win. 12 seconds. New candle is formed. So that white candle there, that's a doji candle essentially, small body. And now we may get a drive down, we may get a drive up. It looks like it wants to start down. We'll see where it goes. I'll bring you back to the VWAP chart. You see this here? Nice small cascading waterfall. I mean smooth cascading waterfall, not small, big. And then this bar coding here, indecision. And this may drive down further. We may make our way back to VWAP, which seems to be the way this thing wants to go. All right, taking you over to the 1 minute chart now. 1 minute chart, you see that there? Waiting for this candle to close. Bear with me. Buy stop limit now, above this wick. Buy stop, I'm just gonna say it. I need to go to my own platform here to make this happen. And now looking for this thing to drive higher, to close that big candle that you see there. I'll explain what I mean in a minute. Buy stop limit live. Right there. Tricky entry, I will tell you. This is an advanced entry. Looking to close that body for about 15 points. I'm just going to make it 15 even. Keep it simple. Watching closely. Stopped below current candle wick on the 1 minute. You see that there? Right there. We just reduced the risk. Watching closely. Stop to break even, and we're done. 15 points. Trade is done. Now, the lesson here in this particular session is this idea of being willing and able to change your ideas from where you first started off in the trade, right? We were looking for shorts, and because of increased action or information, we were able to completely switch that allegiance and move from a short bias to a long bias. And that's critically important when you're scalping and when you're day trading, is to be flexible and to be nimble in your execution and in your directional bias. I want to thank you for joining us. I'm sure we'll be back a little bit later as we get some range expansion here and some more opportunities. But for now, thank you for joining me. Have an amazing day, and we will talk to you soon, guys. Take care.